The story is called the burial shirt. Burial means you bury people. When somebody's dead, you bury you under the ground. So it's a shirt that someone wears when someone is dead, and when he goes into the coffin, the box coffin, you know, when you lay in your coffin, you wear a shirt, white shirt, and that is called a burial shirt. Anyway, a long time ago, there was a mother, and this mother had a child, a boy, who was 7 years old. This boy was a very nice boy. He was very good-natured, and he was very charming, and everybody liked him. Everybody liked him. And the mother liked him very much. The boy was dearer to her than anything else in the world. That means she really, really loved him very, very much. But one day, this little boy, 7-year-old boy, died. And so the mother buried him. She put a white shirt on him and she buried him. After the funeral means the ceremony. When somebody dies, you have a funeral. After the funeral, mother was very sad, and she cried and cried. She cried day and night. Day and night means she cried during the day, she cried at night, she cried all day long. She cried day and night. And then one night after the funeral, the boy came back. The boy came back, boy appeared, came back, and he sat down at the place where he used to sit when he was alive. There was a place where he used to play, and so he came and sat there, and he played with his toys. Mother looked at the boy, and she cried, because she knew this boy was a ghost. It's not a spirit. And so she cried. Now, when she cried, the boy cried too. When she cried, the boy cried as well. As well means too. Okay? So when she cried, the boy cried too. When she cried, the boy cried as well. Now, but in the morning, the boy disappeared. The boy went away. He was gone in the morning when the sun came up. Now, one night, the boy came with a shirt that he wore when he was buried. And he said to his mother, "Mother, stop crying." And the mother said, "But I can't stop crying." And the boy said, "Mother, stop crying because your tears fall on my shirt. My shirt does not get dried out. My shirt is very, very wet all the time. And so I cannot go to sleep. I cannot rest under the ground in my coffin, under the grave," he said. She was startled. Startled, I mean, she was shocked and surprised. She didn't know that when she cried, her tears were falling on his shirt under the ground. And so she said, "All right, I will stop crying." The next day, the boy came with a light, and he had a little wreath around his head, flower wreath. And he said, "Mother, look," with a light. He said, "Mother, look, my shirt is almost dry. Now I can rest peacefully in my coffin," he said. Then mother surrendered her grief to God. Surrender means to give. She surrendered her sad feelings, grief to God. She said, "Please, God, take away my grief." She surrendered her grief to God, and she bore the sadness. Bore means endured. She tried to forget. She tried her best to live with it. She bore the sadness with patience. Patience means, she was very patient. And so soon afterwards, the boy stopped coming, and the mother was not sad anymore, and the boy was peacefully, the boy could go to sleep peacefully under the ground, under the grave, in his coffin. The end.